Floyd, 1 week from tonight, you're going to get named the Fighter of the Decade 2010s at the Boxing Writers Dinner in New York.
Which I really should be getting Fighter of the last 2 decades, and you know that.
I'll put in the word. But what does that mean to you? I mean, obviously, you just talked about being remembered. You have been remembered as one of the greats of all time. When you take that award, what are you going to think of? What are you going to think of what you've accomplished in your career?
For the Fighter of the Decade, I'm the Fighter of the last century, honestly. And it's a reason why I'm the best fighter of the last 100 years. The credentials show it. And I went out there and showed it. What's better than going out there, being world champion for what, 20 years? Mm-hmm. Box office, I got the record. Pay-per-view, I got the record. I ain't want to. It's better to have 5 world titles than 4 at one particular time. So, I mean, it is what it is. They're gonna always have their opinion about me. I'm always be who I am. I'm always speak from the heart, and know that when I went out there, I gave it 100%. Whether I was 100% when I went in there or not, I always gave it 100%.
Well, you just got done talking about it. A lot of these guys, including yourself, had to scratch and claw for that recognition. The fact that you finally got it at the highest level, do you take a big measure of satisfaction with that?
The best thing about my career was the bronze medal. Mm-hmm. Best thing.
Because?
Made me work harder. I know I won, but I didn't want to leave no doubt. And you see, all throughout my career, they've been trying to cut my throat. I fight Canelo, what they call it, a majority decision. Yeah. I fight Canelo. Some judge had it a draw. I fight Oscar. Somebody had it a split. Come on, man. Oh, it's not good for the sport of boxing. And we talked about this. The scoring. Scoring in boxing is getting worse. I don't like it. And I went to the WBC convention because whether I want to or not, you guys may say this, but I'm still a face of boxing. And I'm going to go up, I went there to speak up for all fighters. I didn't go just to speak for black fighters. I went there to speak for all fighters and have all fighters back and say, these guys need to be treated fair.
What's your recommendation, 5 judges?
How important is it for you to stick up for fighters of all races? You seem to really frame that a lot in your conversation, that it's not just about a black or a white or a Mexican. You seem to care about boxing as a whole. Talk to us about that.
I mean, of course, because I have fighters from all walks of life. And you know what's so crazy that I laugh at every day? When sometimes they write these stories, they say, Mayweather Promotions, only fighter they got is Tank. If y'all think that, if y'all believe that, y'all can believe whatever y'all want to believe. Meaning that a fighter can't say, I'm doing business with Al Hammond, but I'm not doing business with Floyd Mayweather. Or I'm doing business with Floyd Mayweather, and I'm not doing business with Al Hammond. That PBC could be Pretty Boys champion. But we don't really want to tell y'all that, but you know, it is what it is.
Why did you sign Gervonta Davis in the first place? What did you see in him, and how did you know back then that he would be where he is today?
He talked about this. He talked about the Adrian Broner story. Actually, when he came to the gym, and it was the day before Adrian Broner was fighting Sean Porter. Right after the weigh-in, we went over to the gym because he wanted to see Tank box Devin Haney. You know, Devin Haney was in good shape. Tank wasn't in good shape, but they worked, and it was some crazy work. And just with him and Devin working, it was crazy, entertaining work at that particular time. So I said, you know what? I like this kid. So I said, yo, I had somebody reach out. I think I had my assistant reach out to him on social media. And I think we met in New York. After that, I think the next day he was on a yacht with me in Miami. You know how I move around. So we made it happen.
In Dubai?
Dubai, and then I think we was in Egypt. We could have been in Egypt. So we was in Egypt, we was in Dubai, but you know, I was already doing these worldwide trips a long time ago. I wanted to introduce him to it, letting him know the world is bigger than just the USA. The world is bigger than just being in Baltimore. Baltimore is a great place, so many beautiful, great people, but you got to go and let the world touch you. Get a chance to touch the surface all around the world.
It's hard to be famous. It's hard to sell pay-per-views. You've obviously done both. Tank is doing it. What's the secret?
He can do crazy numbers. It's going to be hard to break my record because you have so many people stealing. You know, so many people stealing.
Streaming.
Yeah, streaming. Well, they're still stealing. Because if they're not paying for it and they're getting it free, they're stealing. Let me see. Far as pay-per-view, I think I got the four top for pay-per-view. You know, I still got a sharp mind. I mean, I think they were saying that Floyd Mayweather is he's losing his memory. I think I was when I was in Mexico. It was some little fighter they was talking about. Who was he?
Cepeda?
It was a fighter talking about he sparred with me.
Cepeda.
Okay, well, my thing is this. I'm proud of him, you know, for his victory. But if you done something spectacular when you sparred me, I'm going to remember you. Now, I'm human. And one thing that we can't play with is memory loss. My grandmother died from it. My Uncle Roger died from it. My daddy's going through it. So I'm only human. So can I have a little memory loss? It's possible. But guess what? One thing I did do, I built generational wealth for my children and my family. So if I am going through that, they're going to make sure that I'm okay. And Muhammad Ali went through it. So we go through those type of things, you know. I've been hit with some big shots throughout my career. Not many as others, but it comes with the territory. And it's not like this guy came to the gym, was in training camp. I think I boxed this guy one time and didn't know I boxed him. I boxed him. I called so many fighters, you know, when I'm in it, I done work with so many fighters throughout my life. I mean, that's just what it is, but I'm not gonna remember a little guy, I don't even know, 140 pounder that came and boxed me at 1 or 2 in the morning that I boxed 4 or 5 rounds. I'm not gonna remember.